Right, hello Ben and hello Tom, and this is my channel and you're welcome to it. You asked for it, so you got it. So obviously we're here to talk about the Honda Vision. So a quick story of how I got it. I happened to be driving through the village just down below us. Guys dragging a load of bikes out of a shed. I went and talked to them, and long story short, there was a Honda Vision, and I was speaking to the guy called Patrick, really nice guy, really sound guy, and he basically said, "You want it? Free." And I was like, well, in my head I was like, obviously. I did offer him some money for it. He asked his brother. They said they got it for free anyway. So I told him I was going to get it the next day. But what actually happened was I just immediately went down with the van after realising that Sharon would be home the following afternoon. And obviously it's easier to ask for forgiveness rather than permission. Patrick was dead sound over the next few days. He sorted me out with V5 and dug out the keys and stuff, so he transferred ownership to me. He got the keys, they're the right keys, so that's great. So this video is going to chronicle my journey with the Vision, hopefully getting it running, back on the road, and we'll see how we get on. I'm not that great on the spanners. I mean, you guys know I'm okay, but I'm not amazing. And two strokes, relatively new to me. I do have the Piaggio Typhoon, which I got back on the road, and I've been riding with, you know, it's been a bit of an up and down journey. Anyway, so this is video one. The next two clips that you're going to see are recorded before this one, and the audio might not be great. I've since purchased some £13 microphones from Amazon, so the current audio might not be great, but we'll see how we get on. Editing also not fairly new to me, so bear with me. I will try and do my best for the both of you to improve on both things. So this video is going to be the walk around with the keys, and then a bit of sort of anyway, you'll see it. Enjoy the video. If you do, you know what to do. So there she is. Isn't she beautiful? The Honda Vision. I made the cardinal sin of any barn find video, and I've actually washed her before I've taken any footage, which I should have just got her covered in crap on the video and then washed her down and done the whole thing. But one of the reasons for me not doing that was because I kind of wanted it to not be absolutely covered in crap when Sharon saw it, so that she didn't hate me more than she was already going to for getting a scooter or another scooter. So she looks quite good. She's a 10-yard scoot, I would say, or maybe even a 20-yard scoot, but who knows. So first thing to address is that she's missing the fairing off the back. But Patrick, the guy I got it off, has assured me that it's somewhere in his shed. He just needs to dig it out, because when he got it, it was complete. So let's get into it. She is a rough girl, but I'm hoping that she's not going to be that rough when I take all of the fairing off. So let's have a look over it. Right, so here we are. You can see she's looking pretty rough. I've got no idea of the history of it. The chassis doesn't look too bad, but it does look bad enough that I am going to have to probably strip it right back down and redo everything. The engine is not seized, which is nice. That's a good start. She's on the bread basket because of the aforementioned failure of the kickstand. Is that a bread basket? Oh, we used to call them bread baskets back in the day. You can see the wheels are pretty rusty, and so if we do a bit of a close-up, that's that grey area there, that's chassis. It doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad. The front wheel was seized, so I managed to free that just to sort of move it about. They helped me load it into the van, but I had to do it on my own to get it out. Before I could do that, I had to unseize that wheel because otherwise it would have been a nightmare. She's quite heavy. So she's a 1980s bike. I should have checked out the history more before I just did this video. Anyway, she's got 3 owners since new on the V5. It's a 80, which means it can't be used for Samuel because he won't be able to have his scooter license and ride an 80 without doing his CVT. She's got a box on the back. Front brakes are completely seized. Oh, sorry, I'm just getting used to this camera thing. So they're not surprising. Back brakes are also screwed. That, for any younger viewers, which there aren't any because you're both old bastards, is the tax disc holder. So I don't think they come with this visor, and I don't think they come with the, oh there you go, see, wrong way, the back box, which I'll probably be getting rid of. So other than that, seat's in pretty good nick, which is cool because they're quite hard to come by, and it is the original seat. I don't know if you can see there. I think you can just see it's got the Honda logo on the back, so it's the original seat. I've got no way of getting under the seat, so yet. Obviously there is a way. I do have the keys. There's no battery in it, but okay, that was a lot easier to undo when I did it up last. So I'll just show you. Well, that's because I'm trying to tighten it because I'm looking in the camera and I'm an idiot, so I should look at what I'm doing. So that's the battery compartment. It's an electric start, 2-stroke. Has its own oil feed, so there's an oil pump in there as well. I've got no history, so I should have chatted to Patrick a little bit and find out how he ended up with it. He got it for free as well. I can tell it was some sort of surf dude, I think, because of the Arnett sticker on the front and the on fire key ring that is on the keys. So some kind of guy that was into surfing, I think. They got a top speed of 45 miles an hour. The rear suspension looks okay, well the spring looks okay, whether it's any good, who knows. The front suspension is pretty rusty. Oh, sorry, gimbal is freaking out a bit. I'll have to get used to this thing, I haven't used it for years. Front suspension is pretty rusty and probably need a rebuild. The wheels, Ben, are definitely going to be coming to yours for your sandblasting unit. That's not a white wall, I think that's just mould obviously. Yeah, so that's the general walk around. I'm going to see if I can take you underneath now to see one of the worst parts. So if you look under there, that is where the kickstand was, and that is inbuilt into the chassis, so I'm going to have a good look at that. A lot of rust came off that, but it still feels pretty solid, really. But you can see there's, you know, but none of it's gone through. None of it's gone through. So I'm hoping that I can find a kickstand or something, I don't know. So basically that's the sort of, that's the gist of it right now. There's some close-ups of the controls and whatnot. There's a bit of a crack there, and that's missing bits. I don't know whether I'm going to replace that. So yeah, so that's the walk around. She's a rough old girl, really, but she's not. It's not great, but it's not terrible. A bit like the initial Geiger readings at Chernobyl. So yeah, that's the initial walk around. So I'll get the keys and see what we can do. Okay, so we'll do the keys bit of the video. Here they are. You can see they've got the On Fire logo on them, which I recognise from my days of when I was cool and relevant. 2 Honda keys. Patrick wasn't sure if these were the ones, but when I got back from working away, I checked them out and they are the ones, so that's great. So let's have a look at what we might find. So, keys in the ignition. He says confidently, there we go. So that's the on position, I believe. And then there's the lock position. Not great. So that's, oh yeah, no, that's off, that's on. And then there's a lock, I don't know what that means, but yeah, that's on, that's off, that's them out. So I don't know if you can see here, but there's a bit of damage to this lock here. I'm not sure which key does what. There's a glove box. I've never had a glove box on a scooter before, and in comparison to all the cars I've owned, I do actually wear gloves when I'm on the scooter, so a glove box, relevant. So right, full disclosure, because I'm impatient, I have actually opened this, and I know there is some barn find treasure inside, but I haven't looked at it because I took it out and went, this might be barn find video gold and they might want to see it. So I've opened the glove box. I don't know if you can see it because I can't see what's on the camera, but would you look at that, a bag full of Honda Vision things. So we'll take a closer look at these inside. I don't even know if I'm on screen. We have a motorcycle service book. We have a bag that's blowing away in the wind. We have, oh, that's all we have. So we have 2 things. So we have the Honda Vision owner's manual. Now this model is it was called a few things around the world. It was called the Vision in Europe and the UK, I believe. It was called the Lead. I'm assuming it's Lead and not Lead. You wouldn't call a scooter the Honda Lead. It just makes it sound slow. So I'm assuming it was the Honda Lead. So it's the NH80 model. So I've got a bit of a mouldy book there, but that's okay. It's better than no book, and that one has some writing on it. So let's go inside and see what's in it. Right, so we're in the gaming room now. Sorry, my hands are a bit grubby after looking at the bike. So let's have a look at what we found. So the owner's manual is going to be pretty self-explanatory. You can see it's quite, well, it's a bit mouldy. It's not too bad. I mean, it's going to be a pretty handy thing to have. It's nice that it exists and that it was kept, you know, because this has literally come from, I can't remember the year of the bike. It's mid-80s, NH80. Pretty cool thing to have, really. It is going to actually come in quite handy, probably. Or not, or it just could be completely useless. Ooh, there's some handwritten stuff in there. Oh, that's quite cool. I've got the RAL number for the paint. That's pretty cool. Oh, that is actually quite cool. So maybe this is going to be quite useful. Well, I nearly knocked the gimbal over. Holy crap! Holy crap! I maybe need to block that out, but that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. It's got the original owner's name, the guy who bought it from you. Do I need to block that out? I probably don't need to block that out, do I? That's cool. That is cool. That is definitely cool. Frame number and RAL code. That is cool. That is really cool. It was barn fiber gold. That is cool. I'm really kind of made up about that. That's really good. I wonder if there's any more. I'll have a good look through it and I will keep you updated if I find any more cool stuff in there. Right. So next we've got the service book. So first free service at the latest by date. They didn't put the date, but they did give 600 miles. I can't remember how many miles it's done now, actually. Oh my god. That is pretty cool. Look, Wayne Barry Motors. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm quite excited about that. Maybe I should, is that exciting? That's pretty cool though, isn't it? Treorchy, Michael Morgan. Back before numbers had an 01. That's cool. Maybe I should look into them a bit. Key number C97. My registration first. Oh, so it's first registered in 91. That's interesting. First registered in 91. I thought the reg plate was older than that, but who am I to say? So, book's a bit mouldy. Daily checks. Oh, hello. What was that? Okay, so it's pretty cool. This. Yeah, there's more personal information about the guy. We've got a signature there if you want to find him. God, this is quite cool. This is quite cool, isn't it? Maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I thought that was quite cool. Yeah, so signatures of people that did work on it, the dealer, the main dealer, the main stealer. That's quite good. Oh, hello. That is pretty cool. Yeah, so reg date, card number, name Mr. D. Davis. That is cool. There is nobody on the world, well maybe my wife would say that that is absolutely not cool, and you're not. But that's quite cool. Yeah, first free service was done. Signature. 800 miles was the first free service. Ooh, they did it for free despite him being over the 600 mile limit. And then that's the end of the service history. Okay, that is still super cool. I mean, come on. That is pretty cool. Okay. How cool is that? Sorry about my nails. Yeah, cool. Pretty cool. So what's next? So that's going to be the end of this video, I think. Pretty cool so far. So the next video will be probably attaching a battery and see if the thing lights up. I'll have to drain the tank, squirt some lube down the cylinder, take the plug out. It does, the engine is not seized, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Thanks for coming along to my first Honda Vision video. Tom and Ben, the two people that will watch this. You asked for it, you got it, here it is. Right, so that was it. That was a quick walk around. You saw what you saw, found some interesting stuff. Hopefully I blocked it out well enough. Okay, so let me know what you think I should do. Do you think I should go all out, strip it down to the frame and build it back up from there? That wasn't my original plan, but maybe I'll go for that. My original plan was just get the thing running, but there we go. So you've obviously seen by now that the channel is called Meep Meer Scooter. There's a reason for that, and maybe we'll talk about that in the next video. Okay, thanks for watching again. Meep meep.